Although last night I was drinking German beer. It was a Hacker Shore import from Munich. It was pretty delicious.
Oh, that sounds
7.5.
absolutely awesome, actually. I love German beers.
It was their Weiss beer.
Oh, I love Weiss beer. Yeah, it's a bit strange at first, but it can make you very drunk very quickly.
It's I don't know. I'm not huge into the really really strong lagers and stouts quite yet. I'm still
Hmm.
relatively new to beer. And so wheat beer and Weiss beer and stuff like that has been it's sort of a good beginners to intermediate beer drinkers beer.
For sure, yeah. I think you're onto something there with that.
Yeah, a
Oh,
little
my
more used
cast
to
up. It's
cider.
up. Right, let's.
Okay.
Right, no more fuck ups now. You
All
fucked up
right,
once. I fucked up once. We're both okay now.
we're even.
um, who are you following again? Pez or Buzz Bud?
I'm following Pez Reborn, the American.
Sweet. Right, okay, I've got the shit. Hello there and welcome. This is Reddit War Room episode 11. And we've got something interesting for you today. We've got a 2v2 on Wolfheze, which is the correct pronunciation if you listen to this translation on the internet.
Wolfheze.
Hear that?
Wolfheze.
So we've got that nailed down. And the guy I've got with me today is Macrovore. Hello, Macrovore.
Hi everybody. Unfortunately, I'm filling in for Blue Carrot today, as he is still nursing his hangover from St. Patrick's Day last night. So, I'll be filling in.
Excellent, excellent stuff. And what are the players we've got today? It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
We've got two people from the Reborn clan, Pez and Budwise, playing as the Americans and the Brits, respectively. And then we've got two unknowns, I'm not exactly sure where they are, Charger and SOL Hill Street Blues, who are playing the Wehrmacht and the Panzer Elites, respectively.
So we've got every faction on a very interesting map as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wolfheze, it's got an interesting layout. Some would say it prioritizes high munitions points over the
Yep.
smaller fuels. And it's quite small as well for a 2v2 map.
Yep. I was talking to my friend about it earlier, and he said supposedly if you get a Calliope just in front of one of the bases, you can fire it directly into the other base. That's how small this map is.
Yeah, that sounds just about right, to be honest. And mortar pits for Brits
Yeah.
can absolutely dominate. Anyway.
Mortars. Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't want to be stuck on the pull screen forever because this cast could go on
Right.
for a long time. We're on 5
Yes.
seconds.
Come on, come on. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The wheels of time are in motion, and we've got something spectacular about to occur, and I can feel it. You know, it's like a deep resonance on the battlefield. Something's about to happen.
Definitely. But no, Wolfheze is interesting. It's one of the battlefields that Operation Market Garden was fought. And so hopefully we'll see some Royal Commandos and airborne troops
Hopefully
to,
so.
to
Yeah.
really show historical accuracy there.
Definitely. Maybe if we had Imperial Dane with us, he could give us some designations for each of the armies. But it definitely looks
Alright.
interesting. I mean, the first recons are going to obviously try and push everything off the map. I mean, there's only
Yeah.
so many points that they can hold opposite the base. Hopefully the Cat and Crads can try and get some map dominance for the Axis there.
Yeah, they definitely should be able to, because I mean they're quick enough versus anything else that the Allies can put out really early, and so they can skirt around and flank things and try and cap as much of the map as they can before actual units start showing up.
Definitely. I love I want to see how each side goes in this map. I mean, I'm expecting the Brit, for example. Let's start with the Brit. He's going to go for a mortar pit in the centre. That's what most people would do on Wolfheze.
Yeah, try and get it behind one of these buildings or those railroad cars. Give it some cover.
Oh, for sure.
It looks like he's trying to get into this building, which is getting flanked by an MG and two Panzer Grenadiers.
Yeah, but those units as such aren't exactly great at shooting into buildings, but there's only so many windows the guys inside can shoot out of.
I think G43s get pretty decent bonus firing into buildings. At least that's what I've noticed. But MGs are going to have a hard time at it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Did you play much? What? Oh, carry on by all means.
Oh yeah, we've got a Bren carry coming in.
Oh, nice. The tank of the tier 1, as they call it.
It's better than a Jeep, but not much else.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if we can catch all of what's going to go on in this game. I mean, if you see anything spectacular, by all means, just shout it out, please.
Yeah, that's the big trouble with casting 2v2s, and why a lot of people don't do it, or at least nearly as much, is because there's always so much going on with 2 factions going on. And so each guy can handle a couple flanks. So we've got Rifle getting pinned down south, and the Bren carrier almost going down in the middle.
Yeah, it makes a narrow escape. And one thing I've noticed, if we get a little bit meta, obviously we're watching this this massacre in front of us, is a lot of casters will just say exactly what is happening on the screen during a 2v2. And I'm going to wonder, because this is the first 2v2 I've ever casted, if we can actually like point out any strategies or anything. I mean, it is difficult in the 2v2.
It is, yeah, but let's see, okay. The Brit is probably trying to see if he can get that American guy to heal his Bren carrier, but he's not doing it yet. The American is probably going to lose that rifle squad.
Yes. Oh my god.
There he goes.
Oh my, so first squad loss for the Allies. They're probably...
Yeah.
I mean, if I know Pez and Budweiser, they're probably drunk whilst they're playing this, judging by their streams whenever I've seen them.
Yeah.
So they may start into a 2v2 with not, like, the utmost ferocity, but if they come up against good players, they'll, like, suddenly have to kick in and think, shit, we've got to win this. So I wonder if we're going to see that dynamic. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I've definitely been there before. We've got a mortar pit going up, which is good. That mortar pit can cover most of this central square, which is really good, because if like a single MG, even if it's in one of those buildings, can cover a huge area. I'm talking like 3 different fuel points and the central VP.
Yeah, definitely. And there's this map's only got so many points in total anyway, so like every point counts for so much. I mean, let's talk about the. I'm just going to have a look at what we've got seen coming from the. Yeah, the P is going to go straight from our cars, I believe. The Wehrmacht still stuck in tier 1, but obviously with the amount of units it's putting out, it's allowing the P to try and tackle a little bit quicker.
Yeah, you see that a lot. You see a lot of times you've got the Ver going slightly heavier tier 1 to give the PE a little breathing room to tech to tier 3, which tier 3 is the basic default PE play against Americans, and it's very effective.
We've got the trucks and quite a... they're as far back as they can be while still having as much control as they can. That's pretty...
Yeah, I
like
love doing that.
But then the Americans can't gain the bonus of reinforcing in the field as much, so it is a trade-off.
That's true, yeah. But I've done it both ways, where you've got the truck pretty far back, so that you can keep them from harassing that point, or you put the truck really far forward where it's in danger from anti-tank weaponry and stuff. But if you retreat your Brit squad, they'll go straight back. They can come straight back in the field really easily. Bren carrier goes down. Yeah,
Bren's down, so I don't know. I'm struggling to keep track, but I think the Axis are ahead. We've seen a full squad loss for the Axis, and the Bren now is dead. And Rifle's looking pretty gnarly against this bike in the center.
We've got a sniper up. He's not quite doing anything yet, but we've got only 2 rifles. I know they've lost a Bren carrier so far. And what is that? 4 Panzer Grenadier squads. That is a lot of firepower.
I believe, oh god, the bike nearly went down to a mortar round. That would have been spectacular. I believe the narrative I was trying to tell of these guys being pros, Pez and Woodwise, maybe they've taken their opponents for granted in the early stage.
Oh yeah, we definitely do, or I definitely do that sometimes. You sort of like, okay, these guys aren't that great, and then you make mistakes, like getting sniped.
But these Brits are losing so many squads, an engineer squad down, and now nearly a recon squad. But 1 mortar round could take out 2 full squads there if it was very lucky. See how low health they are.
Yeah. This Americans sort of really, really low on manpower. He's had to reinforce so much.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's hit a manpower drain in a heavy way. He's been doing most of the work.
Yeah, he's got plenty of fuel though. He's floating 120 fuel. I mean, you can't really call it floating if it's fuel, but second sniper actually. That's
Yeah,
what
the
it was
second
for.
sniper. The Axis is going to go. The Charger guy's going to go for snipers that time in a big way, I think, which will hurt the Brit player more than the American, I believe.
Yeah. It's harder for the Brits don't have a hard counter to snipers like the Americans do. You know, other snipers, and Jeeps and stuff.
Yeah.
Brens, I don't think have the scouting bonus that Jeeps
They
do.
don't know.
They don't see.
You
snipers.
need to put a recon section inside the Bren in order to really get the benefits of it. I believe, if I'm not much mistaken, it could be cringy for people listening, but I think that's how it is. Recons are good against snipers. They can hit them on retreat, but they have to get in close, and that's the dynamic. They have improved bonuses, but they have to get really close.
We've got an armored car, which is pretty much uncontested right now.
Yeah.
Because we don't have bars, we don't have Piets yet, or Bren guns.
No
And
Bren
so
guns.
that armored car is going to have a really, really good time.
The thing is about the armoured cars is, for the PE, they can get them out a lot quicker than any other faction can get their, like, reconnaissance armour out. But that window closes pretty quickly, so they have to do as much damage as possible in that window.
That's true. Yeah, because now we've just got bars popped, and bars are very good against Panzer Elites. I'm a huge fan of bars versus PE. I mean, not in this situation, because he's got one rifle squad that just had to retreat, and the other one isn't much farther behind. But if you can get a good couple squads with sustained bar fire, those armored cars are going to go down pretty quickly.
Definitely, and in 2v2 it allows you to do things like get bars against PE, because the other guy will have your back. He'll have some heavy counters.
Exactly.
So you're not going to get rushed by Panzer IV or anything like that. In 1v1 it's not something you'd consider, because you're wasting too much fuel on bars. You'll get out-teched and they'll get like a Panzer IV or a Panther Bell Group or something stupid. But 2v2 allows you to do things like that, and that's how it can be interesting. I like it.
Yeah, unfortunately though, the Brits have a pretty hard time with early game anti-armor. They don't get any actual anti-armor until tier 2, which can take them, depending on how they do it, it can take them a bit to tech up to it.
Definitely.
Those Bren guns are good against Panzer Elite light armor, but they're about as good as the bars are.
Interestingly enough, a half-track from the Wehrmacht in 1v1 at least can really put a damper on the Brits for a long time because of their lack of hard anti-armor in the early stages.
Yeah.
But the only thing they really can do is upgrade the Bren gun with the super Bren gun carrier thingy.
Yeah, and I've done that before. It's fun for like Brit Rush games where you get a Bren carrier and you sort of base pin him almost as early as possible. It works on some maps and in some configurations. It's pretty risky. I like doing it on what is it? Hochwald Gap. The 4v4
definitely.
map.
I'm liking the fact that they're really trying to target this mortar. It's been doing the damage.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd go so far to say as this game currently hinges on that one mortar pit, because that mortar pit controls the center for the Brits.
Probably. He's got 2 armored cars. The Ver has a pack, and the PE also has a light AT half track, which is a little unusual because we don't quite have any sort of armor going up.
No, it's probably just a contingency.
Yeah, they're preparing for it, and they've got the resources. They've had the Americans on the ropes for so long.
Yeah,
Alright,
definitely.
here's where we've got stuff. But, oh my gosh. The Americans are really not having a good time. They're getting suppressed by the MG, and
The MG could go down
yeah.
there, the MG could go down. Nah, the Wehrmacht player's being wise. Getting him just out of there and just in time, hopefully. No!
got him suppressed.
He died on retreat, so yeah, that's a good
Oh, yeah,
win
he
for the Americans.
Yeah, but that win has cost them a lot. You see how much map control the Wehrmacht or the Axis have now? They've got most of the points.
Yeah, the Brits and the Americans are blobbing quite a lot, whilst the Pios are doing all the dirty work capping. There's not been as much capping harassment from the Americans and the Brits as well.
We've got 2 German snipers, 7 and 9 kills. The American snipers have 2 and 2.
I expect there to be some savage counter-fire snipes in this game, though. Oh no, the armoured car's going for the snipers! This could be devastating.
Brilliant. Yeah, you see a lot of games.
Oh, he's fallen into the water.
Yeah. Tons of 1v1 games hinge on a counter snipe. Like, that's the turning point of these games. It's a little easier in 2v2s because it's not just your resources, but a counter snipe is still really, really deadly.
In 2v2, what I've found watching games and hearing games is that one player usually builds the snipers and tries to get the counter snipes, and the other player's job is to protect his teammates' snipers, you know? Offer a buffer and try and protect them. So you see that dynamic where one will say, we lost because your snipers didn't do any counter snipes, and the other guy will go, no, we lost because you didn't protect my snipers. It's quite funny.
Definitely. Communication's very, very important for stuff like this. Is that a second pack? I think it might be. Yeah, it's a second pack. But no, usually when I'm doing this, one American player goes weapon support center with weapon teams and into motor pool. And then the other player goes barracks and gets a bunch of rifles. And so what I usually do is I'm the barracks guy, and so I've got 2 or 3 rifles, and those rifles are sort of the buffer between the enemy snipers and my allies' snipers. And so what they'll do is I'll run straight towards the sniper. If he's not very well supported, I'll run straight towards him, taking 1 or 2 casualties, while either bar fire or that sniper will take down the enemies.
Got an interesting flank here on the medic bunker, but they haven't got enough firepower to actually do the damage when they get in close.
Their timing was a little bit off. It took the Americans too long to run around, and that cost them a rifle squad and a bar.
And a bar. I mean, I have to say, I don't think American Pez has been playing that well in this game. And
No.
in the chat, he said, "Oh, I'm so bored," but I think he's just covering for his, well, relative incompetence. Obviously, relative to the game, not relative to us.
Right.
Because
Sure.
no doubt,
Yeah. I probably would have made very similar mistakes.
I would have. I'm the worst 2v2 player that the game's ever seen. That's why I look on these 2v2 games and wonder, I'm like, how do these guys do it?
Yeah, so on the Americans, I've got 1 AT gun that just popped out, 2 rifles, and a new one just came out, and 1 sniper with 2 kills.
But we haven't seen any armor from the Americans or the British as of yet, have we?
No, we have a motor pool, but he just built an AT gun.
So yeah,
Yeah. Howitzer going up for the Brits. Hopefully this will help turn it around, but all these armored cars give it such a mobile presence that it's really, really hard to find a good spot. Got a mortar.
Yeah, I was just trying to find it. It's wrecking havoc there. It's interesting though. I think at the moment it's the medic bunker that's defining the middle for certain. Oh god, howitzer fire. Oh, we've got howitzer fire on the bunker as I have said it. Yeah, they've noticed.
Hit a sniper.
First shot sniper. That makes up for the sniper that died on retreat. Yeah.
Yep, it does.
Do we have any
the
doctrine
medic bunker's
choices
always
yet?
nice. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any. You can look on the Kettenkrad for the PE and see exactly which doctrine he chose.
No, I think they're holding out on doctrine choices at this point. It'll be interesting what they go. Oh my god, that mortar's wrecking havoc. +5s every Brit man killed.
Yeesh.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, and they'll suppress too. Yeah, this medic bunker is really nice. He's gotten what 2, 3 zombie grens already.
I'm thinking maybe he'll go defensive. That'd be a good choice for his current setup. Let me go have a look at the tops of his buildings.
But we do have a Panzer Elite field HQ right next to the medic bunker, so it might not be super necessary.
Possibly not, no. Possibly not. You've got a point there. It's interesting
The
getting
Americans
this.
have taken back some of the map. Yeah, it's been really nice. The Americans have taken back a little bit of the map, but they're still triple capped. And why are those rifles running straight into an MG bunker?
I don't know.
That's not very good play.
Oh, I think they picked the bar up, didn't they?
They did. I think they must have just ran in to pick the bar up, and then one guy immediately retreated, and I guess the other guy is scaling back without too many casualties. Fortunately, one thing I really like about having a Brit ally...
Just to
What?
stop you there, the Panzer Elite has been very quietly capping very quickly to something very big.
Oh... If this weren't less than halfway through the cast, I might call this game right now, because there's a pair of Panthers on the field, and the Americans have 2 AT guns and a Piet squad.
How badass do Panthers
That's
look?
it.
I have no skin pack or anything, and Panthers, I'm sorry, they just look so sexy. They just...
My graphics are all the way down on this laptop, and they look cool. I mean, it's not the graphics; it's the sheer imposing might of their Panzer.
the Panzer. They're just awesome though. They were so produced so late in the war for the Germans, but they were so technological. Oh, the bunker's down by the way, the medic bunker. But they're so technologically advanced. They just it's creepy how good they were.
Yeah. Well, a big problem that the German tanks had, where they were very well designed, but they were over-engineered, and so they sort of came into problems in difficult sorts of terrain. And so
Exactly.
Patton had a field day in North Africa because the German tanks kept
No,
breaking down.
that's a myth. Patton didn't do anything in North Africa. It was all Brits. That's a myth. Patton just went to North Africa to kind of like learn something from Montgomery. Montgomery was like, "Come on, I'll show you how it's done." And that's all that happened then.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You don't have any sort of stake in it. Ooh, he's trying to build an AT gun, but the Panthers are charging it. They might be able to take it down.
Oh, those
Nope.
17 pounder
just
guns.
came
No,
up.
it's up, but it's already half damage health. I'd just stay in there to be honest.
The 17-pounder AT gun is the best AT gun. Is the best AT that the Allies have.
Oh, it's unreal, isn't it?
It's not as good as the 88, but it's really nice. Those AP rounds can deal a lot of damage against any sort of German armor. It is directional, so you sort of have to change the direction manually, and so I would probably say the 88's a little better, but
Yeah, I'd prefer an 88 in all situations, really.
ooh, Americans have stickies, but they lost an AT gun, which is not great.
Not great at all. Let's try and sum up this. We're definitely into the mid-level of the game, but the Panthers really have been countered quite heavily by the guy who I think is keeping the Allies in it. Not to disparage Pez too much, but Budweiser is definitely, it's been thrown out
the
there.
the Brits doing a decent job at trying to keep all of his squads alive. He's got, what is that, 4 infantry sections.
Jesus
One of them might be
Christ.
a reformed one because he has a casualty clearing center. But before we got interrupted with the Panthers, is what I was going to say. I really like the casualty clearing center because it's the only field healing that the Allied faction gets. The Americans have to run all the way back to get to their triage center, but the Brits can throw down a casualty clearing center right next to their HQ truck, for example, and it works as a medic bunker and a triage center.
Yeah, and they're always
wonderful.
swarming in munitions due to the trucks
Yeah.
anyway, so it's a beautiful.
Every single Brit game I've had, no matter which faction, you've got tons of munitions. I mean, maybe not as much if you're commandos, because you can throw down artillery, but Royal Engineers always have so much munitions.
And
they don't
I've
have any
been liking
Collins,
the Brit
there's not
playing
much
this
to spend
particular
it
game.
on.
I mean, it has been blobbing, but it's not been too horrific,
Yeah.
It's been
The
kind of
Brits
conservative.
sort of have to blob. Like, their stuff is sort of geared towards them blobbing, for better or for worse. But right now they've got a Vet 2 LT. They were able to keep him alive long enough to get veterancy, which is really nice.
That is a mark of a good player, getting in
Yeah.
that 2 LT, because if you keep your LTs and your captains alive, you really be quite competent in the late game. You just have to keep them alive to that point, that's all.
But yeah, unfortunately they've only got 1 AT gun over here with the Americans on the right, and he's got a vehicle repair bunker.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, the light AT half-track went down.
It had 6 kills before it went down. I don't think it quite paid for itself.
No. He he didn't really have any armor for the light AT half track. I mean, focus fire is useful, but not
Oh, nice flank from the Vet 2 LT with his blob of British.
it's causing a retreat from the Grens. I think
Oh
the
my
Gren squad went down, unfortunately without dropping a Shrek.
Yeah, it would have been unreal if the Brit blob had got a Shrek in its hands.
And they might be able to take out this this first Panther here.
Yeah, it's very low health. They need to get that Bren gun firing. Yeah, they've
And
got
it
a
got
button.
Interestingly, the reason why the Bren gun had the button ability and not any of the other, light MGs is because the Bren gun had an unusually low rate of fire for that type of gun.
Ah, yeah.
And so it was significantly more accurate.
Panther's down.
Yep, Panther went down. The AT gun went down. We've got a Vet 3 LT, which, as many of you might know, actually gives pop cap bonus.
And the
You get
command
like 3 or
points
4.
as well.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You get 3 or 4 pop cap, and a bunch of XP to get new command abilities.
It's awesome, yeah.
All right, this is a really, really bold charge right here.
Interesting.
Armored cars.
I mean, I'm going to keep my camera focused on the action, but allow me to just give you the the etymology that we're putting down. I actually read into this. Yeah, it comes from the Brits themselves when they had their tanks. When you butt them down, you close all the hatches as though you're going into a battle. So you don't want any stray MG bullets getting in or anything like that. It's like, getting a coat and buttoning it up.
Yep, batten down the hatches.
Exactly, batten, but same thing.
Right. We've got a humor gun out from the PE. Oh, that took out a Vet 2 sniper from the Americans.
Iterated exact wrong moment. That's unreal.
Yep. And causes a huge retreat. While the Wehrmacht are pushing forwards with a double Shrek Gren and the Knight's Crossholder.
Oh, they're really going 80 pounder. You want to?
Yep. And they did it. Yep.
Nice.
Killed the AT gun and immediately retreated.
It's like a savage game of hit and run at this point, you know?
It really is. This Panther's rolling forward. Another Knight's Crossholder. We've got the sniper's getting replaced.
So the rifles are trying to get some cheeky veterancy out of our. Now here comes the Vet 3 defensive AC.
Yeah, they're gonna have a really hard time killing this thing.
Oh, but they just throw a nice sticky on it. 2 stickies, in fact. Let's watch that.
Oh,
immobilize.
immobilize.
Nothing's gonna happen. There's nothing to back it up. This hobble's really doing some good damage.
Is it firing on those rifle?
I mean,
Cause another full retreat from the Brits.
further sticky, but it's not going to do anything to a Vet 3 defensive AC, surely.
Oh!
It went down!
Never mind!
It went down! That's unreal. I expected it to live with a slither of health. I would have bet on it living, in fact.
This is when the Brits are great. They've got a Sherman Firefly with a Cromwell command tank sitting right there.
Oh my god, that looks beautiful.
And the last Panther is damaged.
I think it's because my new RAM, so I can play it on full ultra graphics, but I've never seen the Cromwell and the Firefly look so beautiful as they have tonight.
I like them. I like the Cromwell tank. It's a Sherman that's like slightly cheaper. Is basically what it is. You can't get a Top Gunner, and you can't upgrade the cannon, but it's a good, like, well-rounded tank.
I watched a documentary series, to digress again and completely go off me, but I watched a documentary series of BBC called Tankies, which is like a kind of nickname for people that were in tanks and commanders and stuff. And and the guy that was in North Africa, commanding American Shermans, was really happy about the Sherman. He thought it was a great improvement on the British tanks because they had bigger. Oh, let me just try and capture this RT. That's ominously sounding. Oh yeah, here we go. It's on the tanks. The guy that was in these tanks, one of the British kind of lieutenant tank commanders, was really up on the Shermans. And when they went home to get re-equipped to then go to France, they got equipped with Cromwells, and they had flat-plated armor. When everything in the war, every tank technology person was saying everything needs sloped armor from now on. And so they had this awful flat-plated armor, and he apparently nearly got court-martialed because he protested that much to everybody he could, and he was like being, angrily screaming in the face of his superiors, trying to say, listen, if you give us flat-plated armor tanks and send us into war, people are going to die. And they wouldn't listen to him, and that's why the British got their asses kicked quite a bit in the tank battle.
We've got a Walking Stuka that's getting stickied right now. But the PE have 2 Hummels.
2 Hummels from the PE. It's a good answer to the Brit play, but the Brit play's been quite heavily infantry based, and that lob moves quite quickly, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's got a ton of infantry, and he's getting a lot of. I mean, hopefully he's going to get another Firefly. That's what I'd get.
This Vet 2 rifleman might even get sticky on the Walking Sticker at this rate. It's just taken down an 18.
Probably can, yeah.
That'd be a
He's got
Vet 3
plenty of
rifle for
munitions.
sure.
They're healing it. He left. We don't have a doctrine choice chosen. Oh, never mind. Armor.
Armor, excellent.
He just unlocked the cal.
Oh, the Hummel
that was
nearly
close.
took out the Vet 3 lieutenant.
He's saving up for a Calliope, which I think will be really, really effective against all this infantry blob. It'll be good against these Knights Crossholders. It'll be good against the Panzer Grenadier. Yeah, Knights. What is it? Calliopes are really good against PGs because they blob a lot too. Usually you've got 5 or 6 squads and a good rush.
For sure. It's devolving into a bit of an arty massacre at this point, though, you have to say.
Which is, it happens a lot in 2v2s. It depends on the map, and this isn't as much of one of the big RWR maps, but it happens. And it's sort of a bummer when it happens, because depending on who's had the upper hand for a while and who has more artillery. I've seen people, staunchly defend the Wehrmacht, saying, oh, if it turns into RWR, then the Americans going to win all the time. But I've had it go either way.
Definitely.
Especially if you've got Hummels and Walking Stukas. We played a game just the other day where the Wehrmacht player got 6 naval Werfers.
6? Vet 3, of course?
Yes. Yeah, oh, of course they were Vet 3, which reduces the cooldown for them to fire. Unlike all of the American artillery, which
people listening to
it
this
increases their
might
attack
not
accuracy.
think that's a viable strategy, but I was watching a stream of a level 16 player on Bow Lowlands the other day, and he got beaten by Nebelwerfers. He seriously got beaten by Nebelwerfers on Moss.
Yeah. They're effective in certain circumstances.
They can be, definitely. And a lot of high-level players get them at least one in their games just to act as a suppressant on the map. Very good.
Yeah, it's sort of like a mortar, but it doesn't fire as much, and it leaves a nice area denial. Ooh, flamethrower NG just went down.
That was a ridiculous snipe.
Yeah. Flamethrower NG just went down to a pair of Vet 2 Knights Crossholders.
It's impossible in a 2v2 game, as we're seeing at this caliber, with this much death and destruction, to see every squad that dies, but yeah, there are a lot of full squad deaths so far.
Yeah. These snipers are going to be good against those Panzer Grenadiers, but they've really got to... I think that rifle squad needs to retreat or else it's going to get its ass killed.
Yeah, that's a hero rifle squad that took down Vet 3, amazing.
All of the... Oh, full KCH just goes down to a single artillery shell.
Holy shice. It's pretty terrible.
But yeah, I mean, you've got an Assault Grenadier and 2 Vetted Knights Crossholders coming in. They're gonna... Ooh, is this Commando art?
I think it is. There's at least a
Nope.
fakey. Oh no.
It's Commando art. I would have thrown decoy art there.
Yeah, not on such a moving
Still
target.
got guys around there. Retreating through his own artillery. Which...
Oh
Very
my god, this arty
yeah.
strike on the field. Casual clearing center, that could have been a lot worse.
Okay, so instead of a Calliope, for now at least, the American player has resorted to an M10 train, which he has 3 right now.
Could be very interesting. He's saving them up as well.
Yeah.
He's not even mobilized them. He's waiting until he
can
gets
buy
the
another
train.
one now. He can buy another one now, but he's probably going to run forward with these and then save up for his Calliope, which honestly he probably should get. 3 M10s is good. because you can pop Allied War Machine, get 2 of them back, and usually you can run the last guy away. But these M10s are built with a very specific purpose. They're going to take out the Hummels.
Yes, I've just put the Thomas Tank Engine theme music on YouTube.
The Hummels can't do it, and the AT can't do a damn thing about it right now. He's going to take out both of those Hummels before the Panther gets there. Might even get the Panther. The Hummels aren't moving either.
We've got some...
Oh, he's blowing up the Hulks, so he can't resurrect them.
Oh, we've just seen a big Dave come out of the German reserves.
A what?
A big Dave, you know, a rumbly-pumbly. One of those big things.
Der Königstiger.
Yeah, that's the word.
Alright, we've got both Hummels down.
Vet 2 M10 tank destroyer.
Both Hummels down, and the Hulks were destroyed. The field repairs popped. They're probably going to be able to take out this Panther.
Not with the KT providing backup there. And,
Well,
another Panther battle group. Who's M10?
Second Panther battle group.
Oh, he really needs Allied War Machine. Yes, he got it.
Like,
but
just
did he get it
popped.
in time?
There it
Did
is.
he get it?
I don't think so.
Oh,
We'll
he
get both of
missed.
those back, though.
He needs to get his Vet 2 M10 out of there. He could have escaped. Come on, man.
Yeah.
No, you don't waste that kind of veterancy.
Honestly, if I were him, I would probably take out that anti-aircraft gun so we can charge his infantry later.
Possibly.
Oh no,
that'd
he
be-
did. Never mind. He got 2 of his tanks back.
That
He's
was
floating though.
very interesting.
He's got 950 manpower, which he should really spend on a Calliope. That Calliope is exactly what he needs right now, I think. Anyway, maybe another M10 or 2.
For sure, definitely. Calliope would be excellent. We've already seen field repairs, so
Yep.
he spent it on both sides of the bracket. He could go either at this point. Maybe a Pershing.
How many points is a Pershing? Is it 4 or
5. It's 5.
Okay, he's got 2 right now, 2.25, and so it'll be a bit before he can do any of that. But he's got 1,100 manpower right now. He can certainly afford it.
King Tiger is unreal. It's not so much a tank as kind of a giant battleship that kind of roams the battlefield.
It's an 88 on wheels.
That's a better explanation, yeah. Description.
Yeah, it's really slow, but once it gets into a fight, it's probably going to stay there because it takes a long time to repair.
I really want to see Salford Street please use his pamphlets a little bit more wisely this time. Be conservative, keep
Yeah.
them in the background.
He lost one of them pretty early before.
I think this is his third PSG, maybe? PBG, rather.
He's been pretty lucky though, because with all those Shreks that those Grenadiers had, not a one of them was dropped. Usually by this time, with this many rifle squads, you'll have 1 or 2 of them with a dropped Shrek, but they were pretty good about keeping them this time.
The Royal Tiger could be seeing something pretty horrific here. A Brit blob can be quite devastating against Tigers at times. But there's not enough infantry upgrades in that blob to have really wreaked havoc there. If they had 2 more brands to do the buttoning and then 2 more sappers with Piats, that Tiger could have evaporated, and I've seen it happen. Oh, here comes the M10 train. 4 M10s in unison. First one's out of control. I don't know what's happened to Macrovore, but he seems to have... he's a lot quieter, so I'll have to...
Yep.
Oh, he's
Sorry. He's got to run these other guys away because he's out of munitions. He can't pop an Allied War Machine again.
Yeah, definitely not, no. He needs to, yeah, at least contain some, save some. Yeah. He didn't destroy a single tank in that entire escapade.
No, he didn't. He didn't even deal all that much damage. Or actually, no, never mind. He almost killed one of them.
And
But
the
that doesn't
Vitakar is really wrecking some havoc in the centre like that. And he's spent money on, well, he's not money, but fuel and manpower on grenades. Grenades that useful in the mid-game?
American grenades?
Mm.
They're pretty darn good against Knights Crossholders. Usually, if Knights Crossholders are rushing me, I'll throw a grenade in their path, and it'll take one out and damage a bunch of them. They're not bad. He actually teched grenades a while ago. He's just now using them.
Yeah, the first Kalilololopi barrage wasn't that effective. 0 kills initiated.
No, they're hit or miss. I mean, it's artillery. So you
I
don't
like the
always
way
get it.
that's very word put it. They are hit or miss, exactly.
It's a pretty common American expression.
Oh no, I know. But
It's like
it's
you're not
very
even an
applicable
American.
to Calliope's.
Yeah.
Hit and misses.
Ooh.
Vitacroy's down. Why would you cap under pressure from M10s?
Oh, those Knights Crossholds have been capping under fire this entire game, and just now they went down.
Don't
I
tell
saw-
anybody or people think it's a bad game.
I saw a Knights Crossholder capping under like howitzer fire, but he didn't die. The howitzers just kept missing him.
Well, I don't know if you knew this. Obviously, you know, I'm a level 10, you're only a level 9. That's fine. But Vitacroys are actually meant to be a glorified cattle pride, you know?
Yep.
That's
definitely.
what they really are meant to do. You're meant to go around the map capping with them.
They scorched this cutoff here. I mean, it's not really a cutoff. This map doesn't have like cutoff.
No, I think
they
that's
scorched
a
the
cutoff,
point.
right? Let's look at it. That's a cutoff. The Brits not getting shit.
Well, that actually doesn't matter.
Oh, is it where the
Because
HQ truck is? Yeah, sure.
It's where the HQ truck is. We've got a priest out, which is a wonderful artillery piece. It does significantly more damage than the regular 25-pounder.
It is slightly unreal. Whenever I've looked at the priest, I've always felt sorry for the guy in the machine gun turret though, because he's rather exposed to snipers.
Ooh! The Brits are gonna get sector arted down in the bottom. They're running in under sector
what are
art.
they doing?
I don't know. They can see the sector art.
Oh, they saw it. They finally saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he sector artillery the south? Was there a reason in the first place? I know it lasted 2 minutes, but
They probably tried to harass it a bit ago, and he didn't have any dudes down there, so he sent the.
We're losing territory.
I don't know why he's sending 2 sappers against an assault gren squad, but
You now unleash your fire.
sappers can be surprisingly good at times. I find.
yeah, but they're Piats. I mean, since
Oh,
they've got
of
2
course,
Piats,
of
that's 2
course.
fewer rifles for them to have, and they're not super against infantry.
The Cromwells and Fireflies have been a little bit, what's the word, impotent in this game. But at
They
least-
haven't been doing much. They've been very cautious.
But that's good because
you've
that
only
means
got a
they're
couple
still
kills.
alive.
That's true. He hasn't lost this one. I don't know if the Brits have lost a squad. Maybe they've lost 1 or 2 squads. Actually, no, never mind. They've lost at least 2 squads. But they've been pretty good at preservation.
The Pez Express is coming back online, by the way. He's making more and more M10s, and he's
We are
repairing
losing
all the
ground.
time.
Yep, I've got 4 M10s right now. Terror strike in the Fairmont. I mean, we knew he was terror.
Oh yeah, we knew it was terrible. I want to see what happens to that V1 though when he finally gets there.
Has he unlocked it?
Oh no, he's quite a bit away, but I'm just noticing for the future that there will be a V1.
The fun ones are when you manage to sneak a sniper way back by their HQ truck. You get all the Brit blob to retreat somehow, and then you V1 the base.
Do you remember what happened in our first gas Macrovore with the V1?
Oh, what was it? He got a whole crap ton of stuff. I can't remember what.
Yeah, but
all
I missed it on camera, didn't I?
killed us.
Do you
Oh
remember?
yeah, you missed it, and then I had to
the King
reproduce the
Tiger.
sound for you.
The King Tiger's gonna turn on to M10s! He's picked the
Yes,
exact right
he
moment.
is. Vet 2 immediately for one of those M10s. Looks like he's skirting straight past this thing to try and get
Rear armor, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
He should just drag
Getting hit by a field repairs.
Nice. He's keeping them alive. He's doing the right thing now.
Field repairs is always nice. The Americans are at pop though. They've got 86 out of 86. Sorry, 66 out of 66. They need territory.
I think the sector artillery is a really good choice in full phaser because there's not many territory points, so the territory points that there are quite large and take up a large portion
Yeah.
of that.
Second Calliope out. I might not have done that. I might have saved for the Pershing, but
Yeah, the pushing would be good. It just
he's
offered
got
that
both
extra
supply art
punch.
upgrade. And if you look at the VP, the Americans are actually doing a pretty darn good job with the drain. the Ver had a very nice early game lead, and sort of hedged the Americans in, but they've pushed back a significant amount. Although we've got a second Hummel back on the field.
Something's
They're
got to
gonna
give.
start being annoying.
What do you think could give in this game? Because I think I don't think you know we're going to see that much more happen in terms of
No.
length of time. So I want to know what you think is going to be the turning point, because I can't see it.
No, I don't think there is going to be one. This is probably just going to be another defeat for the Axis factions, because we've got lots of veterancy on the American side in both infantry and armor. We've got
So you're predicting
significant amounts of artillery. Without a bunch of lucky Hummel shots and another Panther battle group or two, I don't see this turning around for him.
So why couldn't the Axis gain dominance of the centre in this game? Because obviously, I think a VP loss for the Axis is
Oh,
looking
he's
like...
calliopeing himself. He's double calliopeing himself. That is another thing that can turn games like this around. Oh.
But he didn't lose anything, and he actually
didn't.
prospered. That's what's so great
That's
about
true.
covering heroes. You can
Yep.
make the dumbest decisions sometimes, and they can be beneficial.
This is one of those art war games that the Americans ended up winning because they were able to push back with armor. The Wehrmacht they didn't have quite, I mean, I guess they had a bunch of armor, but they didn't use it as aggressively as the Americans did. The Americans, when they needed something taken out, he built 4 M10s, drove into the other guy's base, and took it out. The Wehrmacht were able to hold lots of their territory, but the Americans were very good at macro, especially in the mid to late games, by constantly flanking and constantly figuring out where the enemy's strengths were and avoiding those strengths.
I want to know from you though, seeing as though we've kind of already spoiled their own kind of the game, but I know for a fact that when people watch casts, they are internally thinking who's going to win all the time. So at this point, it's foregone conclusion. It's obvious because you can see the red bar moving at the bottom. So let's be frank. Let's discuss how the fuck the Axis have changed the course of this game.
What do you mean?
How could they have won?
Maybe being a little more aggressive with those Panthers. Assault Grenadier squad going down. That's what the grenade's for. He tossed a grenade that killed 2 of them immediately.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Maybe they probably could have been more aggressive with their armor. Instead of building so many Knights Crossholders, maybe get like a Flak Panzer to take out all that infantry. A pair of Flak Panzers would do much better against the British infantry blob than 2 or 3 Knights Crossholders, I would think.
Definitely. In this game we saw a kind of a shift from infantry for the Axis to armor. But they didn't seem to be that good with it.
They didn't seem to be what? You kind of
that good with it, you know?
No, they basically just got Panthers. He built the Panzer Command, but there was nothing. The only thing he built out of the Panzer Command were Knights Crossholders. He scorched the middle VP though.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing they could have done in this situation.
Yeah.
I really think it's the Knights Crossholders that have let these guys down. They needed some infantry dominance that wasn't so expensive, and they needs to be better with it.
KCHs are expensive, they cost a lot of pop, and they're close range. And so the Americans, they've got a Vet 2 and a Vet 3 sniper right now. If you let the Americans get a Vet 3 sniper, you need to stop building Knights Crossholder.
Pretty much. And to add insult to injury, the train's back in action. It's rolling straight into the base.
And see, the Americans are really good at these surgical strikes like this. They're probably going to lose an M10 or 2, but it doesn't matter because Allied War Machine.
And it seems he's gotten better at it throughout the game. He had a few bad ones at the start, but now he's really got it down to an art, you know?
Yep. And the Brit has been very good with retreating his squads. The American's been very good at using his munitions effectively. He's got 13 munitions right now. And that's not a lot of munitions, but that means he's been spending it the whole time.
3 M10 as well. It's really turning the screw.
I haven't seen a Vet 3 M10 in a very long time.
They're beauties.
That's the one that killed the Panzer or the King Tiger because it has 1 armor kill and 1 infantry kill. So it killed the King Tiger and a Knight's Crossholder, and that's enough to get Vet 3.
The beauty
two
with
Vet 3
M10s
snipers.
because you can gain veterancy so quickly just by crushing, you know?
Yeah. 2 Vet 3 snipers.
And an 80 gun just evaporated due to auto.
He took out one of those walking Stukas too. And we've got on the Wehrmacht side, you've got Vet 2 infantry, which is really nice for those Knights Crossholders. It makes them really, really difficult to kill, but there's no other veterancy. I don't know what he's been spending his fuel on, but it hasn't been veterancy and it hasn't been tanks.
No.
How much fuel does that guy have?
These guys, they got their tactics wrong, the Axis guys. They were teching things they needed to have teched at the wrong time, and they got the late game wrong with the KCH. Their mid
Having
game
a
was
slightly the Knights Crossholders I would say a bad move. If you went a little heavier tier 3, maybe gotten a couple Pumas to engage the infantry and all of that. Yeah, to engage all that Brit infantry, that would have been really effective. A few Wehrmacht Pumas and a couple of PE armored cars would have annihilated all of this infantry.
Sure, you've got a really good point there. A point I'd like to make is I think the Axis player quickly learned he wasn't going to win the sniper war, so obviously he changed his tact to KCH.
Yeah.
He lost the sniper war, and that possibly looks like it's going to lose the Axis the game.
Yeah, because Knights Crossholders are situational. They're very close range, and they're good against snipers, but only if you can get them close enough. And this American, after he's lost 2 snipers, he's been very cautious with them, keeping them back and keeping them behind infantry. I mean, now they're really right up in front because he's got 2 Vet 3 snipers, and so it doesn't matter.
Going back to what we said at the start of the cast, I think I've probably missed the counter snipes during this one, but it's obvious that Budweiser was getting them.
Yeah, a couple counter snipes. I think an armored car took one down on retreat. There's been a couple. I know he's lost at least 2, and these are a pair of replacements, but they've done a very good job so far.
Have you seen how little the Axis has at this point? I'm just going to switch to the Reborn clan to see how much they've got in comparison. They've got so much more. It's unreal. It's just been a manpower drain for these guys, and there's no easy way out for them.
I mean, the Americans have 2,000 manpower. That's how much they're able to float.
What?
They're at pop. Yeah,
course.
they've got 58 out of 63 pop, and so they can't get anything else. But as soon as they destroy something, it's going to get immediately replaced.
And going back to
Wolfhazen.
Wolfhazen, it's obviously because of the lack of territory points that you can get pop caps so quickly, and that's, you know.
Yep. They're to borrow a StarCraft term, they're definitely a supply block. But since they have such a good advantage otherwise, it's okay.
Yeah, you gotta win that. Oh, V1's coming in. I need to capture it. Please.
Where is it?
Oh, of course it's on the howitzer. Yes, of course it is. I caught it
Kill
just
the
in
howitzer.
time.
He sent he sent the last walking Stuka up for some reason to scout for that.
Ah.
But he didn't kill any buildings. And he
Did
killed
he not
the
get rid of the
howitzer,
howitzer?
but
Of
that's
course.
it.
Oh, that's not a building. That's an emplacement.
Well, yeah,
I
he
had
didn't kill any
a
American-based buildings.
discognizance of thought then, so I was trying to think where it could be, and I couldn't for the life of me. I should have just thought, what was the softest target? The howitzer. Boom.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we didn't see where it hit because we weren't expecting it to go there, because it wasn't the greatest place for him to throw a V1 at that point.
For sure.
The Wehrmacht is flailing right now. They're losing badly, and they're trying everything they can to stay alive. And yeah, people are calling GG.
This is it.
This is it.
It was an okay game though, you know.
It was a very interesting game. A very nice early game lead with all those armored cars, and the Panzer Elite did a really, really good job keeping the Americans and the British sort of bottled near their base. We had a lot of retreats, a lot of rifle squads lost. Right now he's only got one, but he's built at least two outside of the initial couple that you build. And the Wehrmacht had a nice job with all of those MGs pinning, but after he lost the sniper war, he decided that instead of building Grens or Flak Panzers or Pumas, he was going to go for Knights Crossholders, which was a very bad decision. Because Knights Crossholders are very good against other infantry, which the Americans and the Americans and the British both had a lot of. But by that time, they had started to transition into a little more vehicle play with all of these M10s and all of that artillery. And so the Knights Crossholders ended up not being a good option.
I think we should pin it on them. We saw so many of them die. They leaked so much veterancy. And I'd like to say to everybody watching this, thank you for watching. If you've got a great replay, please submit it. And thank you, Macrovore. I highly enjoyed shoutcasting you.
This was a lot of fun. We'll do this again sometime.
Definitely. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Yep. Send in your replays. All right. Are we good?
I'm just making. I like leave a pause because the streaming software can fuck up and not include the last second.
Right.
That's what that was. Sorry. But yeah, that was really good, dude. I enjoyed that. I think was a really entertaining one. And
it's a good game.
I actually think that recognizing with the viewers that okay, this game's over is a good thing. I don't know. I think it works.